Basically, what I'm going to do sounds crazy. I'm going to bike for the next 2 to 3 weeks, 1,500 kilometers over the Pyrenees mountains. The best part is, I don't have a tent. My map and guidebook are both in French, and my French is not the best. But apart from that, the adventure begins tomorrow.
France. The Eiffel Tower, baguettes, berets, Napoleon, and snails, right? Apart from a few days surfing near Biarritz in the south of France, my previous experiences were limited to a weekend sojourn in Paris, seeing the sights, cafes, and people watching. The typical tourist experience: stuck-up waiters, famously unfriendly Parisians. Oui, oui, non, non. Could this be all that France had to offer? I doubted it, and I was determined to explore a little bit more. In the distance behind my adopted home of San Sebastian, Spain, I could see the mountain range that spans the narrow strip of land dividing the Iberian Peninsula from the rest of Europe. The Pyrenees. The name rolled off my tongue and invoked curiosity. They beckoned me, and I answered. What was up there, and who would I meet along the way? I had to find out for myself. So with no preparation or concrete plans, I purchased my bike Flanders, duct tape a fruit basket on the back, threw in a tarp, sleeping bag, and a yoga mat, and hit the road, crossing into France and heading east from the Atlantic. Destination, the Mediterranean.
Head out on the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes our way. Yeah, darling, go make it happen. Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. I like smoking lightning. Heavy metal thunder.
The French Basque Country. Looks like it's sunshine, rivers, forests, and lots of climbing from here on out.
Take the world in a loving embrace. Fire all of your guns at once and explode into space. Bonjour, au revoir. We can climb so high. I never. Born to be.
So I'm in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port. I'm tired. It's 75 kilometers so far. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I think I'm going to continue going, get outside of the city, and find a good bush to sleep in. You know you're in France when you see a cheese route. Les routes du fromage. Only in France. I just pulled over on the side of the road here. Found like a, I don't know, it looks like a place where they might store tractors or like road repair trucks or something, but it's free. So, night one, by the side of the road. I'm reading Henry David Thoreau, Walden, or Life in the Woods. Maybe it should be called Life on the Side of the Road, Near the Woods. My first morning after sleeping on the side of the road, and to tell you the truth, I slept really well. I'm boiling some water and having a little bit of tea, and I'll have some fruit, and then pack up and be on my way. Get my shoe and the clip in. So I've had to stop on the side of the road and get my toolkit out, and hopefully I'll be able to unclip my shoe. If not, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Although I wasn't able to fix my shoe, I decided I'd sit down in enjoy the view, and have myself a sausage and cheese sandwich.
J'arrive dans cette ville qui n'est même pas ma ville, qui n'est même pas ma ville. Qui est un bien beau village, je me suis senti chez moi.
À la Belle Étoile. Oui, j'ai dormi à la Belle Étoile.
J'arrive dans cette ville.
Très joli.
Dans cette cité, je suis
I
angoissé.
went to mechanic because this little town does not have a bike shop. I couldn't get my left foot out of my clip, so friendly mechanic fixed my bike, gave me water, said,
J'habiterai cette ville tant qu'elle sera ma ville. Je travaillerai beaucoup pour mieux y préparer mon coup. Dans l'odeur de l'essence et dans cette effervescence, j'habiterai cette ville le temps qu'elle sera ma ville. Le temps qu'elle sera ma ville.
I'm in Montjoly, the last Basque town in the French Basque Country. My days of easy flat riding are behind me. What lies in front of me is a week of climbing, steep hills, snow-capped mountains, until I make my way down to the Mediterranean. Let me tell you, I'm a bit nervous. Man, it's crazy because life really hasn't changed in these areas of France. It's just like going back a few hundred years, except for there's tractors and cars and stuff. C'est là où c'est bien.
Par un prêtre en costume d'Elvis, j'avais des as de pique plein les manches. Toi du sang sur ta robe blanche.
It's so hot right now, and I'm out of water. I just went to the fountain back there, and it's broken. The next village is like 20 kilometers away, and there's no one here. All the houses are closed. There's not even a bar in this town, so I have an apple. I guess I'll drink that. It's too slow. The problem is lots of these old fountains, it says l'eau non potable, which means you can't drink it. I don't know, there's dead snails and shit floating around in this one.
Tu as murmuré, il est de toi. D'un balai, tu as fait un roi.
No wonder the cheese is so good. They use free-range goats. Landscape's changing a lot, even from, 30 kilometers ago in the Basque Country. You can see behind me there's tons of mountains, and within the next 30 kilometers I'm going to have 3 or 4 more large climbs.
Don't tell me it's all over now, baby.
Ouais. Ah, ok, ça c'est Strasbourg, 6 km de Strasbourg.
Ah oui,
Ouais.
oui. Je suis californien.
Ah, I'm coming from California.
No, but I live in Spain. I'm crossing the Pyrenees.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
From one side up to the other side. You do that?
San Sebastian to...
That was my dream.
Yeah,
When I was young, but I have no time.
you have time. You still have time.
Il faut lui donner.
After 3 days of riding, I made my way deeper into the heart of the Pyrenees. The sunshine slowly faded, the temperature dropped, and the clouds turned a darker shade of gray. The storm had finally caught up with me, so I took shelter in an old laundry hut. And as the bats circled overhead, I waited for the storm to hit. After 2 rainy days of seemingly endless climbing, I was cold, wet, and exhausted, but I kept pushing to reach each summit. Once I found a fireplace and started a fire, cooking some lunch and drying off, taking shelter from the storm, only to get completely soaked all over again as I started to ride down the hill. Now this was a super random experience. Basically, I was in the middle of this high alpine plateau, the heavens opened up and unleashed their fury on me. And then I met this guy in this overgrown bus stop. His name was Julian, and he was definitely tweaking on something.
That guy had to have been tweaking on something. I don't know. He's making this noise, kept going like this. And then there is this weird noise like, fucking strange, man. Strange stuff.
So I'm up here in the mountains beside the town Aix-les-Thermales, which is a natural thermal hot spring. Then spent the afternoon soaking my sore legs in the free hot pools in the middle of town. Yeah, I'm just chilling. Life is good. I guess I must have put my foot in my mouth and spoken too soon, because although I was finally in the Catalonian Pyrenees and only a day away from the Mediterranean, things were not all good, as my gurgling stomach would later show me. So that's it for the French Pyrenees, Col des Joies, 1,500 meters with a 22-kilometer climb. It really, really kicked my ass. It took me 2.5 hours to get up here, and just my luck, I guess I must have drank some non potable l'eau, bad water basically, and right as I got to the base of the climb, I had back-to-back bowel attacks. But that aside, the good news is it's all downhill from here, and tomorrow I will be on the beach in the Mediterranean. That's a really, really comforting thought. Even when suffering from severe dysentery and muscular exhaustion, I marveled at the almost instantaneous change in the landscape. One side of Col des Joies was thick green pine forests with streams meandering through lush meadows, but those disappeared in an instant when I began my descent towards the Mediterranean. The air turned hot and dry, the hills covered in scrubs and desert plants, and the villages had red tile roofs. I knew the Mediterranean was near, and that only motivated me more, until I could finally see it in the distance.
So I made it. I'm in the French Catalan town of Colla on the Mediterranean Sea. It's been a week of riding. I'm really, really tired. I'm exhausted. Yesterday I was super sick, but it's a surreal feeling to have crossed a continent and starting on the Atlantic Ocean and ending up here at the Mediterranean. So I'm happy, I'm tired. I'm gonna go find a hotel to stay in, and I'm gonna go for a swim and then eat really well. I feel like eating fish. I think I deserve it.
Pauvre lui, s'écriait la mer, là tout près de son cœur.
Arriving to the Mediterranean was an incredible feeling, and as I floated in its calm waters, I reflected on the hardship that I had overcome. Long, arduous climbs, searing heat.
This random adventure with our new old friends is exactly why we love the Basque Country. We huffed and we puffed up hill after hill, shared some hardship,